Well, the Calgary Flames have finalized a trade with the New Jersey Devils today, and it means Jacob Markstrom is on his way to New Jersey in exchange for a first-round pick, conditional in 2025, as well as defenseman Kevin Bahl. We're welcoming in General Manager Craig Conroy from Fort Lauderdale, and busy man. I know working on some draft stuff, but also working on this trade. Maybe, Craig, if you could just take us through this deal with New Jersey and obviously how it was able to finalize here today.
Obviously we've been talking for some time now, and I think as you've kind of worked through the process and you talk to other teams, and there's always things that are obstacles. I would say is when Jacob has the no move clause. I mean, he has to be involved if something's going to happen, and working through the process, he's been a true professional. So the one thing when we finally got to a point where we felt comfortable with the deal with New Jersey, we went to Jacob, and then he waived it today, and then we were able to get the deal done. So it's never as easy and as quick as people think, but it was a deal that made sense to us moving forward.
What about when you look at Kevin Bahl and just why he was a significant portion of this piece? Obviously, a young defenseman, left shot, and just played his first full season, all 82 with New Jersey last year, and what he brings to the table as part of this deal.
I think you see with some of the guys that we've, this year that have moved out, especially a guy like Zadorov. When I look at Kevin, he's a younger version of maybe Zadorov type player, but I think there's still, his game has continually got better each year as we've watched him progress through the NHL and the American League and even Ottawa in junior. So to see where his game's kind of going at his age, to kind of grow with our group, he was a really good fit and a need that we needed to have. We'd like to get bigger on the back end and a little younger, and he was a guy that we targeted and were able to get.
Well, and you look at, I think he just turns 24 here at the end of this month. But, in terms of a guy with a ceiling, I mean, what do you see in terms of he's got the frame? We know how much can that experience of last year kind of carry over and what we could start to see, his growth and maturity as an NHL player?
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing you're going to see him kill a lot more penalties probably with us. He did do it a lot last year in New Jersey, but when you watch him, he uses his body really well. He's a big man that moves well, and he's a shutdown guy. So I think, and his game continues to get better. His puck play, and like all people, we need to work offensively to get shots through, to know when to jump up into the play. But he's proven he can really be that kind of shutdown guy for them. So we're looking forward to get him in our lineup.
Just in terms of youth in general, we know we saw lots of infusion of that last year, and some great success stories, the likes of Connor Zary and Matt Coronado getting opportunities in there, Martin Pospisil. But what about now with the goaltenders and obviously a little bit of space and maybe a few more starts up for grabs? We saw Dustin Wolf quite a bit near the end of the year, and Dan Vladar, of course, coming off of surgery as well. But what could it mean for the crease and opportunity for the likes of Wolf and Vladar?
Well, that's it. I mean, you wanna create that good competition within your group, and we have two young guys that we believe in. Obviously, Vladdy getting the hip surgery last year, everything's going really well. He's doing much better. He's on track, so he'll be back ready to go when training camp starts. So that's a good sign. And obviously, we want Wolf to continue to progress. I mean, that's the one thing. He got some games last year, played in the American League. And it's just, that's the one position, though, you want to be careful with as goalies. You never want to rush them and put them in a situation where it actually hurts their growth. So, we still got some decisions to make, but it gives both these guys a great opportunity to play more games in the NHL this year.
Did you get a good sense in terms of Wolf? Obviously, those starts near the end of the year, and he gets kind of his first extended look at the NHL level. What do you take away from that? And what benefits could that mean for him as well, having that experience and being able to carry that into camp?
Well, I think it gives him an idea of what it's like, the traffic in the NHL, how big the guys are, the way they shoot the puck, what he has to do to have success in the NHL. I mean, it's not going to be an overnight thing. I mean, we want everyone to come in the NHL and just take off, but it takes a little time. And I think him going in there and seeing what it was like, shots in practice, the pace, the size, I think that it all benefited him. And now he can take that into the summer and then come into camp. And like everybody, we always say the players make the decision for us. They take the job. We don't give them the job. They take the job. So that's what we're looking for this year with Wolfie.
When it comes to just youth in general, I mean, I know you've talked about making sure that guys have opportunities and obviously have to earn those opportunities, as you just mentioned there. But when you look at this roster now and how it's constructed, what excites you about some of those ages and just maybe what the potential could be as we look forward.
Well, I do think, you want to build a group that's together. And I think with all the guys you just mentioned, I mean, that's the core group. And we have great leaders to go along with them. That's where Backlund and Kadri and Huberdeau,
Right.
Coleman. I mean, you have a good mix. It's not just young guys. It's not just older guys. We have a real good mix. And I think this is as we move forward, they're going to be kind of a group that's going to carry us to where we want to go.
And just lastly, we're looking at the draft here coming up, and I know you're doing some work there, and obviously finalizing things when it comes to the list and obviously the interview process as well. But where do you guys feel like you're at now as we look ahead to Las Vegas, which is now just less than 2 weeks away?
I think after the combine and then being down here, obviously you're always still tinkering the list a little bit, but we have a good feeling. The background, everything that we've kind of put an emphasis on is coming to an end here with the draft coming up. So I know we still have a little bit more, and we'll have some meetings, and there'll be a few battles in those meetings before we go to draft on Friday. But we feel very comfortable where our list is, and then we're going to get some very, very good players with the picks we have this year.
And just lastly, I know the other piece of that trade, obviously, being the 2025 first rounder, which is top 10 protected, but to continue to stockpile those first rounders, you got 2 this year, and then potentially multiple picks in the next 2 years leading up, just the way that it shakes out at the conditions. But how important is that to make sure that obviously you have them first of all, but to hit on them as well?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have the picks, but you have to pick the right players. I mean, so we're dialing down and doing all the information, all the background work, everything that we can possibly do to get the best feel. And it's great when you actually get to meet the kids. I mean, that's to sit with them, to see what they're like, to see their personality, to see their kind of frame. Do they have ability to get bigger? Where they're at in their kind of development. Some kids are really developed as a young guy, and then others have a lot to go. So you're looking at all that, taking everything into account. But the draft is a huge thing for us, and we just believe that's how we're going to move forward. A big part of it to get to where we want to go is going to come through the draft, especially the next 3 years.
Well, a new face entering the organization today in Kevin Bahl, and of course some new ones that will be joining the organization in just a little over a week's time in Las Vegas at the 2024 draft. Thanks for joining us, Craig, and look forward to catching up here in Calgary soon.
Thanks, Brandon. Have a great day.